Hey, greetings everyone, it's GleeCon, and I'm back again bringing you another episode of Lore of Warcraft, and hey, I really appreciate you tuning in, thank you so much. On the last episode we ran Wailing Caverns, so it ran a little bit longer than a normal episode because we're kind of stuck, you know, once we start the instance, we're going to see it through to the end, so every now and then when we do those, especially if we do some later game dungeon content that we can't quite chunk down, maybe I'm thinking looking at you, Blackrock Depths or something like that. I imagine some of those episodes would run a little bit longer. But it was a successful run, so you want to check out how Shaman, a resto / kind of enhanced Shaman still at this point in time, runs a team through Wailing Caverns. Check out the last episode, and if you want to see us turning in the quests and perhaps continuing our journey to the Wailing Caverns, or I mean through the Barrens, then stay a while and listen. Yeah, so we're going to turn in all the quests. There's going to be some maintenance going on in this episode too, because we leveled up to a nice even level. We did pick up a quest, so I actually need to go into the spreadsheet real quick. I don't think I marked it, but the glowing shard is a drop quest from Utanis, which is the last boss on the old Wailing Caverns. So we had picked up all the quests. We had turned in a couple of the pieces that were in the middle. And don't worry if you don't feel like going back or you don't care for the Horde version. There is, coming up ahead, you'll have the Alliance version of these quests. So we picked up the glowing shard. Okay, and then In Nightmares is actually technically considered a Wailing Caverns quest, but, I mean not a Wailing Caverns, a Barrens quest, but I like to consider quests like that as part of their dungeon. Like if it was initiated within a dungeon and it's a chain that continues, I'll go ahead and count it as that kind of thing. Alright, so I'm going to just uncheck this for a second, give us a few more. I don't know how many more we're going to need particularly, but I think we'll need a little bit more. All right, so let's go ahead and turn in these couple right here above. This is where we logged, right above the Wailing Caverns.
I've been expecting you.
I am very interested in examining the hides from the deviant creatures who have infested these caves. Have you had any luck in connecting some, Shaman?
Your efforts shall not go unnoticed in gathering these hides, adventurer. Thank you for your dedication.
Alright, so the pack, this is a tough decision for me. So we do have a 12 slot bag that I sent myself, and then we have 3 8 slot bags. So do I really want the 2 slot bag upgrade? It would be nice, it will help us. Or do I want more than a side grade, a pair of pants, that would be 3 points to armor, 8 total stat points compared to 6, so a little bit of a 5-point upgrade overall. I would lose the spirit. Basically, I would pump the spirit into the agility or into the stamina, however you know, and the stamina would go up. So, not a massive upgrade. Just, I think that pack is actually going to be more useful in the long run. I gotta take it. Because that pack will sit for a long time. Those pants, we could get a lucky drop, like we had on this axe that we found. I mean, I thought that was so dope. This Bones Fang axe, really a cool bind, maybe even was bind on equip. Just a dope drop axe we got from a rare, and then I've already replaced it with the staff just on the quest, just from the last boss drop. I won that, so I immediately made this axe. You just never know what you're gonna get, so we're going to go ahead and replace... which one do I like more? I like the green one, I think, more. Can I do it? Oh, yes, thanks. And then we'll go ahead and shuffle that around up there. So, we've now turned in Deviate Hides. It was a delight. Thank you for turning in Deviate Hides. So now we can check that off on our list. Deviate Hides, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and then we have this homegirl over here.
As a disciple of Narlex, I commend
Useless.
your bravery, adventurer.
Oh, no, we'll take that.
Your aid in ridding the caverns is the first step in our long plight to see the Barrens restored. Thank you, and may you prosper.
So we're going to take the pattern for the belt, because we can't use a wand, and the gloves We can't use either, so that's good. That's actually pretty dope. It's only 115 too, so we'll actually be able to use it pretty soon. We just have other things to turn in first. Alright, so let's see where we're at here. Yeah, I did pick up the next rank of Flurry, which has 15% speed. Love it. Nothing at the crossroads. We do need Ratchet, which is also going to kind of send us back and forth, but we also need to turn in the Thunder Bluff. We actually have 2 quests. We have Serpentbloom and Leaders of the Fang. They both need to be turned in. Alright. Oh, I'm still soul-stoned right now. Cool. We did make use of that on the last episode. So I could Hearth to Orgrimmar, but there's no real point because Orgrimmar is actually not where we want to go. So instead, I think we're just going to walk on back to the crossroads and then fly to Thunder Bluff. That's going to be where I decide to start, and then we'll fly back to Ratchet and fly back to the crossroads. So we're really not doing a ton else in this episode. We probably should fish. Get some of that done, because I don't know how much new Barons quests I want to do, and then we're going to be ready to keep on keeping on and plugging through for some more quests. Shadowfang Keep is the next one at 26, so we're going to do almost every single quest in the Barrens. And then we'll make a decision about... Because what's happening now is the rest of the Barrens quest, they actually start to get a little bit tough here. For a level 26 character, anyhow. And there is a level 30 quest near the end, and we truly want to get as close as we can. There is one quest at the very end of the Barrens that is a level 29 quest. So in a perfect world, it's a horde only one too. In a perfect world, we are going to get to level 29 by the time that happens. I don't know if it's truly going to happen. I mean, we're going to get a nice little chunk by turning in these, and we have a chunk more. So do I think we can get to 27? 100% chance. Do I think we can get to 28? Including Shadowfang Keep? Pretty solid chance. I think we can get to 29.
My wind riders are trained to fly quickly through the hot Barrens air.
I am skeptical that we will get all the way up to 29. Because there's just not that many quests left. We do have the Melor Sends Word, Myra, and Skyseer, but that's like no XP. If you hold shift, you can kind of see what happens. So, the Melor Sends Word, crap, that just was going to send us back to Thunder Bluff anyway, dang it. That's also a level 30, so that gives you Steel Snap, which is a 1,000 Needles quest, so that's a breadcrumb to 1,000 Needles. Mara and Skyseer, that's nothing on the XP, and it gives you Isha Awak, which is the final end of the chain. And then the Betrayal from Within, those various steps, they give us a couple more, so that's a small chain. There is the guy, Weapons of Choice. And then that will open up and send us on another one, which takes us down into 1,000 Needles, which we actually have to complete. There's Owatonka Drop Quest. There's the Rune Scroll, which will send us on a chain. That's a moderately high level. And there's the Harvester. We might as well take a check on that on this level too. We've got all the time that we want. So actually, when we fly back, we'll fly to Camp Durajo. I'm not going to do the Melor Sends Word because that's a post Shadowfang Keep level quest. So we actually have some of that as well. On the next episode, the one we do tomorrow, we're going to take our Alliance and we're going to run through all of the Barrens quests. It'll probably be a two-part episode series. I will most likely make an episode tomorrow. It might not be at the normal drop time, but tomorrow's the big day. I don't want to jinx it too much, but I do have a big, out of all the interviews that I've talked about over the past few months, this is the one I'm most excited for. The one that I have been hoping to get the opportunity for the most natural progression in my career, the one I think I'm most qualified for. So it's a big deal interview with me tomorrow early afternoon. But depending on how early I get going, I may or may not have time to make an episode before I get ready to go take care of that. So we shall see. But either way, I will probably come back and hit one up in the evening. So I would imagine we'll get that going tomorrow. So we'll get to play with Glee Contessa, who hasn't had any screen time in a little while. Which I'm looking forward to. I like her. I like these characters. That's crucial. I've been starting to do some research about how we're gonna run when we have to switch over to retail. The research is in. This is kind of how it works with me. I percolate on these kind of things for a while. You know what? I think while we're here, we'll do our fishing right here in Thunder Bluff. I don't think we're ready for skinning. No, we're good. But we can mess around while we're standing right here. Let's do our armor. Do I have cotton? No, I guess there wasn't a lot of that. So let's go ahead, first of all, 4 silver and repair. We're going to sell our old axe that did us so good for so long. All of these little swords. That little one-handed hammer. Offhand weapon, I'm not going back there. I'm never going back to that. That was the worst one. The dagger we got. The tail. We did replace our cape. That's mail pants. Otherwise, they're pretty good. But look, even though those mail pants, those are solid pants. 6 silver. Armor just sells 7 silver for this chest. Armor just sells for so much worse than the weapons. That weapon doesn't actually sell for a lot, but I already wore it, so I've already tainted it. There's shadow gems. Let's check out and see if we need shadow gems as a leather hunter. I can never remember this crap. Some of them, sure, I know off the top of my head. Reagent for... There is a recipe. Shadow skin gloves. Takes 4 of them, so we're going to save the shadows. We'll save those for the bank. I can put the red leather bag in the bank. We can make some hides. Moss agate I know we need for a particular quest. I think that's it. Okay, that clears us out a little bit. Oh, these pants right here. Missed those.
Go in peace.
Bad boys. Okay, so at leatherworking we're at 109.
I am pleased with your progress so far. Surely the earth.
So first off, let's make up some of our actual leather. We'll take our light leather and turn it into medium leather. Bada bing, bada boom. That'll probably get it. We're going to do that either way, so it doesn't even matter. Even if at 110 it turns gray, we're still going to use it. And hopefully we get that 1 point. I mean, 19, we can do this recipe 19 times. But that's the other thing that kind of sucks. We got all this leather from Wailing Caverns, and we're going to divide it by 4. Because that's basically what has to happen when you make light leather. And we're on to medium leather now, so when we do Shadowfang Keep, we'll be able to skip. There you go. Now it's gray, so it gave us the 1 point we needed, which is all you can really ask of it. We really did level up into medium leather quite a ways. I mean, into our leatherworking just off of building the medium leather, so that's pretty useful. We're gonna do medium hide also. I'll go ahead and make the cured light hides as well, because I think we have those in the bank too, or I've used them up. I don't know. So we'll go ahead and make all our hides. And I'll still have a 3 stack of leather. Alright, so let's talk to him. What else do we learn now?
With your progress so far.
A dark leather cloak.
Has inspired your hands.
So what's that do? That is a medium leather, just regular armor cloak, nothing special. But now we're gonna buy some salt.
What brings you here?
We have 3 medium hides and 6 light, so I need 9 salt. Does medium hide just take 1? Yeah. Okay, so we need 9 salts. Okay. And there are no good leatherworking recipes right now, so we're going to first create all the lights just to have them on hand. I think some of our recipes use them. If not, I can stash them in the bank or whatever, because they just take up an extra spot. And then we'll also make the medium hide, which this is 3 guaranteed levels, so love that. And then we have a decision to make about what we have to kind of look and see. At 115, we will be able to learn this new Deviate scale recipe thing. Now, we're not going to go hunting for Deviate scale stuff. That's not going to happen. So our options are the medium armor kit at 4 points. So that's cheap. The Deviate scale cloak, that's dope. Mine is better though. So I don't know if I want to use my Deviate scales, but I can make it no leather involved. So it might just be a nice free points. That's 10. Then the gloves, that's also Deviate scales. Love that too. And 48, 33, 49. So those are actually a pinch of a better upgrade for me. That's light leather with a cured hide. Don't want that. Now these dark leather boots, they only take 4 also. Hillman's vest, I would need to build the fine leather vest. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so I think what we do, I'm gonna wait on the Deviate thing until I get, because that's not tied into the other pieces. I like this medium armor kit. Let's do 2 of those, at least just 2, because they're useful. We will use them up as we, and we gotta see, they're already, boom, now they're yellow, so we gotta take advantage of them while we can.
I am pleased with your progress.
So now we can build dark leather pants,
Leather has inspired your
and
hands.
we can learn the recipe we just gained for a Deviate scale belt, which that is exciting. Deviate scale belt is quite an upgrade.
Well met.
So let's take a peek there. It's 10 perfect Deviate scales. Mother stinker, but look how great it is. It's a really good belt. I don't know how much I want to spend on 7 perfect Deviate scales. I mean, we did that whole dungeon and we only got... Oh, that was Flex Raptor. Look at those. Those are not real. Perfect Deviate scales. So, what? I think I'm on Mancrick. I think there's a website. Yeah, JP Worgen can use this here. So, pretty sure there's a Shredder operating manual, page 11. All right, so we want to do perfect Deviate scale. Basically, a gold for 1. Well, actually, there's 4, because I'm on Mancrick. There are 4 available for 8 silver each. So that's not enough, though, because we would need 3 more. Then for this guy has them for half a gold each. So if I got on the auction house for 8 silver, wait, is that Alliance or Horde? That's Alliance. Stinker. Okay. So for Horde, half a gold each. So I would need 7, so 3.5 gold for that belt. Let's take a peek and see how accurate JP Morgan is. I mean, that's a pretty dope belt. Gotta go down. It depends on what the stack size is and stuff too. And also, I don't know how accurate. I'm pretty sure that's a pretty good indicator. I know there's also that thing. I think you can do this. You go question mark and then this. Oh, I think you have to have a certain mod. Oh, there you go. Average market value 1 gold 84. That's terrible. I don't want to do that. If that's really the price, screw that. There's the bank, which we have to go there anyway. There's the auction house. Thought it was right around here. There he is. Okay. So perfect deviate. I need 7 total. So I'd have to buy all of these, which that's essentially 7 gold. I'm not paying 7 gold for that. No. It's not happening. That is lame. Alright, so there goes my perfect deviate scale dreams of having that dope belt. It was cool while it lasted, but I am not paying 7 gold for a belt. Even though that belt would probably be the belt we rocked for some time. And I have all the regular deviate scales. Other stinker. Okay. Back we go. So now, since I'm not using that, the deviate scale gloves, I would use a couple of those. Perfect ones up. Kind of seems like a waste, but I could do that. And then, what was the other? There was another deviate scale, the cloak. 16, mine's better, so I'm not doing that. I can only make one of those. Now that cloak, though, that's actually good just to level up some points without using any of my main leather. But I have these boots. Now that we make these boots, they're pretty cheap for leveling up.
Traveler.
Okay. Alright, so I guess let's just make this. Well, let's make the gloves first of all. Perfect deviate scale. We'll make the one set of gloves. Oh, wrong guy.
How may I aid you?
So we need 2 fine thread. Because then at least we'll get a tiny little upgrade to our hands. Get something out of these scales that we got. And that's that's such a bummer about the belt. It'd be such a cool thing. And that was my they're kind of pink. Kind of got a neat color to them. Alright, and then now I can't make any more of those, but I can do some of the deviate scale cloaks. I can make 2 of those. This is what we do now on this episode. We just play with leatherworking. Well, it kind of has a cool look to it too. It actually looks like a scale. Yeah, but it's not as good as what we have. Okay, so now that used up all of our stuff when it comes to that. So now we're going to be over to the boots, I believe. We're the lowest level thing that we could have that was a guaranteed level up. So we need 4 fine threads. And 2 gray dyes. And then hopefully this is for a profit. I don't even know, because the gray dye itself right there, if you look, this costs 3 silver each. No, we are operating at a loss. Bad business. Alright, so we're at 20. Remember, for our other recipe, those Hillman shoulders, it's 135. I don't know if we're going to get there.
I am pleased with your progress.
Okay, so now we can make nimble gloves and toughened leather armor.
Inspired your hands.
Okay, so the nimble leather gloves, they require an agility potion. 5244. Crap. Automatically upgrade over those deviant ones we just made.
For you.
Does take one of my potions, and 2 points of armor instead of like 6 instead of 4, but whatever. Okay, instant loss on that. We took the pink gloves off. These kind of go better with our outfit, actually. Kind of like it, the nimble leather gloves. I'm not making any more on that though because of the greater leather cost. What was the other thing? Toughen leather armor. Let's check and see how that goes. That's just straight leather armor. No, not happening. So back to the boots. We'll do 4 more points of boots. So we need 8 thread. And 4 gray dye. So these boots are these are a good leveling up thing. So this will get us to 25. Getting closer and closer. Remember what we need is 35. 35 for the 35 for the old. Oh, I never made. Oh yeah, I did. Did I never make the cured? But I did. That is the cured. Okay, back to the trainer.
What? I cannot help you with further training.
Dark leather, but you should
Skill
train
at
and
working
Fletcher's
with
Don't lie to me.
rivals my own.
You just
should
train me.
speak with Una over there.
Go
I
to
will
Una.
vouch for your skill if need be.
All right, so the dark leather belt. This is 4844, so it is an upgrade. But we need to build a fine leather belt. Oh, I hate that. Because that requires light leather. So I would have to funnel a light leather into it. So that's something we could potentially do in the future. Because that would be a great way. I mean, that's cheaper in the long run, actually, if you think about it. I shouldn't have converted all my light leather. Come on. Ding dong. You're being a ding dong. This requires long tail feathers, which we might have some, but I don't think I have 4. And that would be, yeah, we don't use missile weapons, so they wouldn't even be good for us. So we have 8 on the dark leather cloak. The medium armor kits are now green. How are those boots treating us now? The boots are now yellow. So, what's that all about? Oh, it's the time of day. So 12 for the pants, which these are better. 72.8. Those are better than our pants. So we'll make one of those. Fine thread and a gray dye. We're gonna make one. That will reduce our ability to actually level up. But it'll probably go good with our outfit. Since we've got the sort of ninja look going on. It's actually a little worse. The Dredgemire leggings were cooler, but it's better stats. Okay, so 10, we can get. Now those gloves are looking a bit better because now they only take 6, and I'll use my potion up for sure. Yeah, so we'll at least make one of these. And I wish I would have saved my other potions, because I used up a couple when we were hunting on the last, I don't know, one of these episodes. Okay. 3 more points. I think this cloak at 8 is the best thing we got going for us right now. I believe so. Okay. So can I have enough to make 3 of them? Yeah, sure do. It's a shame that we are not going to get quite, even with all that hunting in the Wailing Caverns, we're not going to quite be there. Yeah, that's just a regular armor too, no special add-ons. For those shoulders, shoulders would be nice. Oh, that's some rough scales too I have sitting up there. Pitfalls of being a skinner, you just don't know what you're working with. I mean, those deviate scales will end up sitting in my pack in my bank forever now. Alright, that's as good as we can go. I mean, we can go train, I guess, one more time.
I cannot help you with further training.
The Hillman
Your skill
shoulders.
at working
So now
with
we've gained our
leather
own
rises to my
shoulders
own.
that we could learn.
You should speak with Una over there. I will vouch for your skill if need be.
Oh, there you go. We can get a few more points on this. Sweet.
Peace, friend.
And upgrade our shoulders. So this is it requires the cured medium hide, but it gives us something to do with those cured medium hides, and it also lets us back to using 4 pieces of leather at a time. So that's pretty good. And I'm sure it's an upgrade over the cloth shoulders that we're wearing. These are 65.54. Way better. Can't do that right now. I can't switch my clothes while I'm making clothes. It's too meta. And we're going to be 2 points away from being able to learn that recipe. Bumsky wumsky. Alright, cool. Give me these new shoulders. Well, they're chonky. Not quite as dainty as our last set, but I guess not terrible. And this chest armor is so good. Cool looking. The Black and Defious armor, it is a cool set. It just brings my whole outfit. Just makes her look cool. Alright. I still managed to hold on to my Storm Stout also. Clean these bags up in a minute. Alright, good job leatherworking me. Now we're going to go over to the Spirit Rise, and that's probably useless because it's going to knock me right out. Look at that red smoke coming out of there. Serpentbloom is down in there. That's, I guess, where I decided to go first. We're also going to learn our powers if this is the one for the Shaman. Don't ever remember that one myself. Yep, this is the Shaman. Cool. Teach me, Tiger. Okay, so we can upgrade Lightning Bolt. We're doing 100 damage. And a lot of people would be like, yeah, don't upgrade the ones you don't use. I love to waste money that way. It's my favorite. I want every move. That's more important than amount to me. Especially on a class like this where we actually have we have Magma Totem, so we get a new Fire Totem. This will allow us to pulse AoE damage. So it does 22 fire damage every 2 seconds, and it lasts for 20 seconds, so 10 times, so 220 total damage. Whereas this, oh, it has a 10-yard radius, whereas this is only an 8-yard. I just don't know. I tried to use the Fire Nova Totem a few times too. I just don't know why. Well, oh, I see. That one goes off after 5 seconds, so you could use that more often. So that would be the benefit of that. I don't know, though. If I wanted to AoE lockdown, I guess I'd prefer Magma Totem. But we got another... Now we have a true AoE attack, instead of just a kind of a bomb we could set. Farsight, I just don't understand that move. I don't changes the caster's viewpoint to the targeted location, lasts 1 minute, only lasts outdoors. Only works outdoors. Putting that bad boy over here. You can only use it outside. I just told you.
The spirits have guided you to me. How may I be of service?
I think it's... maybe it could be useful. I don't know. In a niche way. Okay, upgrading Flame Tongue weapon to now doing up to 28.6 damage, which obviously we just use that a lot. So if we're not the tank, if we're doing instance content, like we just did, that's a perk.
The spirits have guided you to me. How may I be of service?
That's the only enhancement I gain. And what about healing? Mana Spring Totem. Love it. Mana Spring Totem is a great one. So this just allows everyone to slowly regain their mana, including myself. Now, if you look at the math, it takes 40 mana, and it lasts for 1 minute, it ticks every 2 seconds, so it ticks 30 times. And it will heal you 4. So it will restore 120 mana. So when you are in combat, you could use it in combat if you felt like you wanted the ability to gain throughout the course of the combat 120 extra mana. But what's that going to cast you? Not even 1 extra heal. So if you think about this, this is going to tick 2 seconds, 1 minute, 5 health, 150 health. So I guess, okay, so if you played it that way, this would allow you to get somewhere, at least one of these off and close to one of these off. And that's going to heal you, even this is going to heal you more health overall than this would. So in the long run, in soloing content, it's actually more useful to drop a healing totem for yourself. That would translate into more HP. But in group content, most likely you'd want this, unless you had a real caster-heavy party. Okay, we're gonna finally turn in another quest.
I am eager to see if you can gather enough Serpentbloom from the Wailing Caverns. I've sent many to do my bidding, but none have returned.
Ah, splendid specimens. You have done well, adventurer.
Thanks for your apothecary gloves. Okay, so we can check that Serpentbloom off. That is an example of a horde-only quest.
Oh, I did a copy. Oh, I hate that.
Cool. Alright, so that's all we need to worry about from being down here. We've gained our new moves. We've really done quite a bit. And look at how small our quest is getting. I love it. I love how when our quest log gets cleaned out, it's like that. It's like a spring cleaning. Okay, we have to go turn the other quest in. We still... Do I need to mess with cooking? Is that something we need to do in our life right now? Probably not. No, no cooking. And what about first aid? Okay, well, we can build these right now. We won't need... We're already in the vicinity where we need to mess with the next first aid, but we can get the next rank of first aid later when we're doing whatchamacallit, we start tinkering around with the southern part of the Barrens. We'll go down that way. Alright, so while we're here, let's hit the bank up.
Well met.
So, you may have some more of our stuff, young lady. You may have those bandages I just made and those gloves.
Be careful.
Okay, where is the bank? Over here. Oh yeah, let's do our fishing. And we'll have some cooking to do. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. So just nice fishing in the pond with these beautiful lily pads because it's the Midsummer Festival. I think the summer solstice was just a couple days ago. IRL. And that seemed cool. Longest day of the year, right? Nice and hot. I'm really looking forward to... Yesterday, I ended up going out to supper with my sister and brother-in-law. So, I'm telling you, the price of fine dining or even mid-level dining is just so much compared to what it was. I'm not like a lot of people I know go out to eat a lot. Like the people I work with, I feel like they, and this might be your case too, but just order food to work like every day. And there's a guy I work with, and he's older. His kids are like, well, I guess I'm older too. He's older even than me. Like he just retired like last year. But I remember he would tell me that he would go out to eat at restaurants like 3 times a week or whatever, 3-4 times a week, and I'm like, dude, or like people that don't eat leftovers. Like, I'm sure the quality of your food and I love food. I love high quality food, but I just can't. That's so expensive. I can't. My mind just boggles at the amount of income that has to get funneled into eating. Because it's just so much more cheap to go to the grocery store. Even if you go to the grocery store and you drop $200 or whatever, and that just gets you through the week, you're eating all your meals for a week off of $200. So, whereas me and my wife can go have a dinner for two, you know, last night. I mean, because even though it was couples, we each had our own checks, and it was like $200. And sure, we had like a couple beverages and but literally like a couple each, and had some bread as an appetizer, I guess, and we had a couple steaks. And sorry, Torin, please cover your ears. But yeah, it's I took the whole family out for sushi a couple months ago, and it was a big thing, and I ended up footing the bill, and so there's probably 10 or so people there. It was like $500. What the heck? I'm just becoming an old man, just griping about, in my day, you could get food for a nickel. But it does, things cost more money. That is true. Inflation, regardless, is real, and you just have to hope, I guess, that your income is keeping up with the cost of inflation, or things are probably getting tight. Like if you're not moving up, if your boss is not giving you raises, if you're not getting new jobs, or if you're a minimum wage worker, you're hoping minimum wage is keeping up with that. And I'm not debating the politics of like chicken and egg argument. Is higher minimum wage drive inflation, or is inflation necessitating higher minimum wage? I'm not trying to get into that. But luckily for me, my career has been on a trajectory over the past few years where I'm at least keeping pace with, if not outpacing that. So I can just look at it sort of clinically, really, and just notice like inflation is a thing. This is like, these are. Where's the little kitchen? Now I want the kitchen. So this is dangerous territory. Shouldn't talk about this on this show. It is not. It is not a crowd friendly conversation, because it gets political real fast, and then you're gonna piss somebody off. So
What are you looking for?
try to stay away from that kind of talk. I try to be
There is no finer cook in Thunder Bluff than Asker
as
Miss
apolitical as possible on the show, because that's not why we watch this.
From here, head over to her kitchen located on the high rise.
You didn't tune in to. I guarantee you didn't tune in to hear about if I vote, who I want to vote for, what are my politics, what's my take on religion, yada yada yada. That's not why we're here. We're here because we love this game, and that's a great unifying bond. It doesn't matter how you feel. We all love the game. That's why we're here. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, let's cook up some of these fish we just cooked. We really don't have much. We fished up one catfish. Okay.
What brings you?
Nothing really we can learn there, but let's sell off the rest of our fish. Cool. Okay. I didn't go to the bank. I was right in front of the bank and I didn't go to it. Stinker on a stick. What am I doing? Just wasting time. This episode where I was like, I don't even know that we got enough to do. I'm gonna like run over because of it. Alright, what are we gonna stash in the bank? Hey buddies. More shadow gem things. More of these light hides. I'm not gonna actually I should keep the light hides on me, I think. No, because I'm starting to move away from needing them. This I gotta keep. That'll stick up there. I'll put this moss agate in there. I don't want to lug that around. I'll put this bag in there. Now we got a couple bags ready for... You know what, we could buy the bag slot. The first one's only 10 silver, so at this point let's buy that. We'll stick another one in there. Buy us a little bit more bag space. After that it costs a gold. And now I'm not going to ever be getting more deviate scales, so... This is all going to be quest stuff. Okay, good to go.
Be careful.
Yeah, because I'm not going to be running Wailing Caverns again anytime soon, so... I think we're good. We have our skinning, leather working. There was no first aid to do. We have our... cooking, the one piece of thing we cooked, and fishing all caught up. Okay. We are ready to roll. Oh, no, we're not. We have that other quest to turn in. Ooh, wee, wee, wee. That'd have been a bummer because that's the good one. That's the one that has a blue quest reward. Alright, let's go turn in at the Elder Rise. That would have been a bum-ski-wum-ski. What I would have done is waited till the next episode, probably. And just brought it back and did Malorisson's word at the same time. And we gotta come back here anyway for picking up the breadcrumb for Stone Talon, Spirits of Stone Talon. Alright, Hall of Elders. I'm gonna go speak to our elder about what we found out.
Memories of my nightmares haunt me, Gleekin Soul. Have you defeated the leaders of the Fang and acquired their gems?
You have done it, adventurer. You killed the leaders of the druids of the Fang. My dreams are now free of their wicked faces, and you have helped save the barons from a cursed future. I thank you, adventurer. I thank you for myself, for the druids of Thunder Bluff, and for the land.
You're welcome. I'm glad to help. Now, this DPS is 0.9 worse. But the stats are better. The nature resistance, though, is, like, minimal. That does almost nothing for me. That's tough.
Very well.
I'm picking it anyway because it's worth more and I can't use the sword, but this is a tough sell because I like the DPS on my current staff. 21.2, that's a pretty big chunk better than this one's 20.3. This gives me 7 stam, so I would gain 5 stamina. And then it gives me 7 spirit, so I would lose 5 spirit. So that's a wash. But then I would gain 7 intellect. And basically what I'm doing is I'm gaining 7 intellect to lose 0.9 DPS and 5 nature resistance. I don't love it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep the one I got from the boss. Selling the Crescent Staff. So I'm going to keep this Living Root. I like it. I actually like that nature resistance. It's a very useful spell resistance to have. In my opinion, it's probably the most useful one.
One sees that its reputation for strength and speed is well earned.
And then, considering our solo time, the intellect sure would help out more as a healer, but honestly, spirit's more important as healing. So this is better for healing. And also better for damage. And the other one, sure, would give me a stam boost, but the nature resistance is going to offset that a little bit. The only thing I'm losing is the int boost, which is a spell crit, which does help me some in the overall mana pool. But it's also less common to have this Living Root, so I kind of like keeping that as well. Look, and it actually looks, it matches its picture, which is kind of cool. Alright, so we're going to stick with that.
still have, we have 2 to turn in 3 right now. Let's go ahead and turn this other one in. We just finished Leaders of the Fang. That's done. So we have, we have Smart Drinks, Trouble at the Docks. Did I turn in Deviate Eradication? Yeah, I just didn't click it off, I guess. I did. Dang it. Because we had Deviate Eradication right here. I forgot to check that off as we did it. Deviate Hides, Deviate Eradication. Okay, so that one's done too. So these 3 are going to get turned in, and then it's just in Nightmares we have to bust out. And we're getting close. That's good. So I think we're still on target. And really, we had no real wasted downtime. You know, there is one thing that I kind of want to do. I kind of want to make a run and see if the Harvester's there too. So we're going to turn these in, go over here, get the in Nightmares, which I believe, geez Louise, I think in Nightmares it's just a turn in. I don't think it leads to anything else. Yeah, you just get a reward for it, which is good. Because it's on the top of the Wailing Caverns mountain, so we're not going to have to travel back to Thunder Bluff. Also good. Where are we at? XP-wise, we are... I mean, we did just level up at the end of that dungeon. We're sitting pretty. But yeah, I want to make a run. That's wow, that's for my thing. So I've completed 1,000 needles, and I'm working on doing it as an alliance right now. And then I'm pretty much on my pilot run caught up to where we were, because I'm going to finish 1,000 needles, and then I'm going to run Nomragon, which that was where we were getting to, and that was seriously March. So on my pilot run, on my dry run this week is where I will basically be caught up to where I was on our show. Now we're still behind that because we have all this other there's still quite a bit that we haven't done. But we are making great progress. We are doing good stuff.
Time is money, friend.
The Dockmaster's been on my case ever since Mad Magish made off with that 99-year-old port. I guess that bottle was intended as a gift for Gazlo from none other than Baron Rebelgaz himself. You're brave enough and patient enough to seek out Mad Maglish and get that port back. I'll see to it you get a nice reward. Well, luckily you didn't drink it.
Superb. And just as I was about to lose my job too, I will see to it that Gazlo gets this gift immediately. Thank you, adventurer. Nicely done, I say.
Nicely done, I say. Okay, we finished old Trouble at the Docks there. Cool. Okay, and then we can turn in Smart Drinks. And then we're supposed to talk to someone, right? Speak with someone who knows about the glowing shard. Actually, I think it's like this dude. Where is he at? There's like a little dude right around there. Is it this guy? No. There's some little dude. This guy?
Lots to do, lots to do. The Union's given us deadlines, and they're not the sort you want to miss. Interesting, interesting. I know of a druid that lives atop the hill above the Wailing Caverns, adventurer. She might be able to tell you more about this shard you have found. Now, I must get back to work.
Okay, so he's just told us that, but the quest is turned in. Now I'm scared that...
Talk to me! Glad I could have...
Where is my wailing essence?
Great, you got it. I can't wait to try it out. This is going to make me a fortune, I just know it. Thank you, adventurer. Take this, and after I'm rich, I'll send you more, I promise.
Gosh. Alright, so those are just low level, little bit of XP. Really not, we just got, for those two combined, we got 1100 XP, so not very much.
What's up?
Alright, so now we're going back to the crossroads. So we also just did the smart drinks. I mean, we got more from the raptor thing, because we got, We got the actual drinks. Now I have to look back at this in Nightmares because I really thought it was Thunder Bluff. We should have done that first. Poop. It will give us nothing. It's not even crap that we can use. That stinks. Alright, not to worry. So basically we're not gonna turn that one on this episode. We'll start the next episode by capping that one. I'll talk about the covering of that quest. I had that that little feeling was lurking in the back of my head. I was like, should I have saved going to Thunder Bluff until the end? I really did have that thought. I completely forgot. So that yes, the answer to that is yes, 1,000 times yes. Now what about in Nightmares? That says it's neutral. So you must turn it in some other place if you're Alliance. Hopefully not Darnassus. Be a pain. But we can actually fly to Darnassus. No! We can fly to Darnassus. We have the flight paths all set up, so it's not the end of the world. It's just a much longer flight. Come on, I can't even climb this dumb mountain. So this is where you turn it in at the top of Wailing Caverns. That's stupid. Oh. We had to go to Ratchet first. Poor planning on my part. I should have known. I really did have the thought for a second where I'm like, is this one going to send us there? But I was like, nah, it's at the top of the mountain. Poop on me. Okay. Hello, Torin. What can I do for you?
I have never seen anything like this. This shard holds great secrets. It is the pure essence of the Emerald Dream. However, what I see in this shard is not a dream. One would call this sort of a vision a nightmare. I do not wish to alarm you, adventurer, but I think it is best if you deliver this shard into the hands of a wise druid as soon as you can. Hamul Rune Totem on Elder Rise is who you need to find. Head to Thunder Bluff. I cannot say more.
Okay. So we are going to fly down there, Camp Dorajo, which is going to be a nice flight path for us. I will, and then we're going to make a run at the Harvester, just in case. Fingers crossed. Because it would be really cool if, as a show, if you could see it on camera when I find it. Yeah, Blue Leaf Tubers is going to sit there for a while. Really long time. That quest is annoying, and you don't want to pick it up and carry it around with you, because one, will not be ready for Razorfen Crawl for some time, and two,
My wind riders are trained to fly quickly through the hot Baron's air.
you pick up, you have to hold in your inventory, like, I think at least 3 items when you get the quest. You need a stick, a box of these moles or rats, or I don't remember what they are, pigs, I don't know, and the manual for the tubers, and I kind of believe that all 3 are actually required for the quest. So the second you pick that, so I actually don't like to pick that quest up until I'm just gonna actually do the crawl itself, which we won't be doing for some time. We are gonna do, we still have, so we have, coming up next after we finish all this area, this is the first time I think that we're actually starting to look ahead to the next zone. Yeah, well, no, Stone Talon. And then we'll do Red Ridge, which is pretty much Alliance only. Then we'll do Duskwood, followed by Ashenvale, followed by the Wetlands, and then Hillsbred Foothills, which we actually did much earlier in our run on our other show. And Hillsbred Foothills is also kind of annoying because it butts right up against the Alterac Mountains quest, but after Hillsbred Foothills is when we'll do Thousand Needles, which is where we'll finally seg into Razorfen Crawl and Nomergon. And I don't think somewhere in that process we will run Stockades actually after we finish, and after we finish Wetlands, and when we do Ashenvale, we will also do Blackfathom Deeps on both. That's going to be an interesting run too. So, but right now we're just going to go check the Harvester out. We can also click off this. We did Glowing Shard and picked up In Nightmares. Unfortunately, we can't actually drop it. Sign off on it. Just probably past Watonka. Now this stupid Thunderhawk. I'm glad that we leveled up though. Level 26, that makes a difference out here in the Barrens. And we have a level 30 quest. And we have a quest that we have to be level 29. I mean, we're already sitting in the back of our mind, if you remember from previous episodes. Westfall is not officially done until you hit level 40. You have to go back and do some Westfall quests at level 40. And we will, although they do... It does scuttle us over to a bunch of different places, and I know, like, Stranglethorn Vale is one of them. Alright, fingers freaking crossed. Will we find the Harvester? Come on, Harvester. Okay. The deeper you get, the more disheartened I get. But he can spawn back here. In the draw distance, we haven't hit the streams of that yet. You gotta be careful when you're in this area because these little tiny ones, the aggro range isn't very far, but if you run over them, you'll aggro onto them, and then that counts too. Lots of these dudes. Oh, I just ran near one. No freaking Harvester. Tomorrow, maybe if I mean Tuesday, maybe I will remember to log on here like right after server reset. We might get lucky. Because this time's not looking like we're getting lucky. Unless we, again, get lucky and it's across the road. Oh, just a freaking band of Kodos just stomping right through there. They don't care. The bugs don't care. Kodos do what you want. Do what they want. I guess they could be doing what you want to. I just want to walk through sand like I was a Kodo. Walk through Silithid egg patches. Even if a level 60 did that, the Kodos would still... Thought that Zevra was... I thought he was the guy. Stupid piece of garbage. Don't see him. You could have a macro up too if you really wanted to spam like a macro, but it really doesn't matter. It's pretty noticeable. I've never needed the help of a macro to find the Harvester. Alright, so that was a dud. That's to be expected. That's what you gotta do. Just keep trying, shooting your shot. Both in my real life and on this show, you know. Gotta be open to failure. And just keep trying again and again. Alright, so on the next episode, I'm not gonna turn in... You know what? Screw it. We're gonna go turn it in right now. Sorry. If you were ready to get signed off and you hate this show, well, that's kind of weird that you stayed in for an hour of it, but maybe this is the straw that breaks your back. But now that I just had the thought and I realized we're not coming back to this character for a few days, then now I'm like, oh well, crap, I don't want to leave this loose thread out there. And it's not going to take that long to fly over to Mulgore. It will add 5 minutes onto this episode that I would have preferred not to have to do. But I'll leave us in Thunder Bluff. I won't worry about that. We'll come back next time, and then we'll continue working. Not next time, but when we finally come back with this character in a few episodes. Because it's going to take 2 to 3 episodes with our Alliance character to get ready with Lee Contessa. To do Wailing Caverns, then she'll run Wailing Caverns, and then she'll have a turn-in. So we're looking at 4 to 5 days before we're back here.
Many are the paths of the Earth Mother. Wherever you decide to travel, may she watch over you.
Can't believe this. Alright, so I might as well tag In Nightmares as being done also, and now we're fully completed the In Nightmares quest turn-in. Which is good. And if you look at actually we can look at our spreadsheet for the overall how many quests are left. So there's a third Chen's Empty Keg. Oh yeah. That's the one we're in the middle of. So we do have this. These two are easy drops. We already started Chen's Empty Keg. Weapons of choice. Wash de Pane is not a. I think that is a drop also. Pretty sure that's a drop also. The Runed Scroll is that elite drop. That's probably going to be one of the last ones we do. The Trail from Within. We didn't do that one yet. No, that's the chain still going. That's just killing more Quillbore. Now when we do the Rune Scroll, she's going to be opening up one of these quests. It sends you somewhere. I don't know. New ore sample is going to take us a little bit of time. Maybe it's Horde Presence? That might be what it's called. We're going to land right now, so we'll look that up in another day. It's not imperative or anything. But don't be like me. Turn in that quest line first before you come back to Thunder Bluff, because and I have been smart enough to do that in the past. Today's just not a smart day, I guess. Not a smart day for me. Hopefully I shake that off and I'm ready to go in A+ form tomorrow. Very, very possible. My son has a birthday party coming up here in a couple hours. I don't know how that's going to work out. If I think of my wife. Let's see, rock, paper, scissors.
Hail, may the eternal sun
May I help you
shine
with
upon
something?
thee.
Fala sent you to me. Well now, let's see that shard that you say she was so hesitant to talk about. Oh, I didn't. Well, adventurer, thank you for delivering this to me. It isn't wise to speak of things such as this, though, I advise you. These are matters that you should not concern yourself with. Let's just say that things in the Emerald Dream are not as we thought. Perhaps in the future, our paths may cross again.
That's actually kind of neat, because it does start alluding to the fact that there is something called the Emerald Nightmare that is going to be discussed, and we know that that's a big part of Warcraft lore in the future. So, we got another episode in the pipe, 5x5. I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your time. I mean, I guess it's not patience. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you turn in next time for lore of Warcraft. Peace the heck out.